roll call. I apologize. I'm happy you're here, but I apologize to you that at 7 a.m. West Coast time, you're waking up to Uncle Johnny. So I love the fact that you did that and you either set the alarm or were naturally up and you're choosing to join. But man, I don't even know if I would want me waking me up first thing in the morning. So welcome in, everybody. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, folks. I don't know how else to say it. The game's early today. It's an early game day situation. Earlier than most that I've done the game day show. I'm going to be a little worked up. I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, that little feeling, that little, right before the game, you know, it cranks up on you and it creeps up on you. And then an hour before the game, it's even more intense. We're going to have some of that on the show today. We just are. The game's too early. 12 o'clock, which is 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock out west. It's early, baby. So we're going to be a little wound up tight, I think. It's just too close to game time. So here's what we're going to do. Brandon, don't worry. Something will come up. Brandon says we need a rant early in the morning here. Something will come up. It always does. So something will come up I'll rant about. Here's the deal. Give me a call. Anybody wants to call. I know Saturdays, I've found a consistent roll call with people Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just because it works for their schedule. Saturdays have been a hit or miss. People are busy. They got stuff to do with the kids before the game, whatever. I know Saturdays are busy. If anybody wants to call up, any concerns, any confidences, a game prediction, whatever you want. So if we want to do that, phone lines are open. If we're going to keep it in the chat for an hour, hour and a half, run it up to game, whatever we want to do, we could do. So first things first, on YouTube, you're obviously here. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps me as well. Notifications on. That way you'll be alerted every time a new episode drops, folks. You don't want to miss it. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, rat, Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want me, you can get me, except I'm lying. These are too long to dub over. So for the shorter form, you could get them on anywhere you get your podcast. Something like this, you're just going to have to watch me. Or if you just want to listen, turn me to the side. Then it's on, but you don't have to look at me. I understand that. Also, in regards to looking at me, not that this has everything to do with it, but tune in Monday. Monday's a special day, folks. Monday's Halloween, and John loves Halloween. So we're going to have a little fun. No matter how today goes. Today goes good. Today goes bad. Either way, we're going to have some Halloween fun. I might have a trick or a treat for you on Monday. So if we win, it's going to be a lot of fun and we're going to be in a good mood. If we lose, then it's Halloween and I'm just going to try and be goofy and it'll be fun. Like, that's where I'm at, okay? That's where I'm at, folks. Phil, $5 holler, first thing in the morning. Just paid for the phone line. Oh, we got a call. First call today. 443, you're going to be up first. Anybody else, get in the line. $5 holler from Phil. John, I'm still salivating over your meal last night you posted on Twitter. Listen, folks, I'm not a meal poster on Twitter. I ain't one of these foodies. I'm not, look at this elegant thing that I'm eating. No, that ain't my deal. I eat like a child off the kids' menu. Boring, plain food. All right? That's what I eat. That's why I'm skinny. And Notre Dame stresses me out. All right? I go to Buca di Beppo. If you're in the Chicago area, you know it. High-end Italian place with like real Italian food. It's good as hell. I'm telling you, man, it's the most I've eaten in probably a year. Unbelievable. Like, so that's a rare treat for me. People are giving me hell like, oh, John, look at this Italian meal you're eating. I thought you were a leprechaun. What happened? Gee, I mean, what do I got to eat? Corned beef every day, every meal of the year to make you people happy, to fit my leprechaun image? Very good food. And then, we're going to get to it. There's something we're going to do. Roll call in the chat. Somebody said something I'm going to get to. 443-703 are going to be the first two on the air this morning. Good morning, everybody. I see more people joining. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's do the roll call. Hey, Kent, I see you up in here, Kent. He says, all right. Let's do it. Kent, you got an early game today, man. You got an early game today. I believe Ohio State, Penn State's also an 11 o'clock jump. Any stress there or not at all? If I was you, I wouldn't have much. I just wouldn't. The whole Penn State thing, people say it about Notre Dame. I feel like Penn State's put up high every year based on recruiting or something, and then it never works out. That's just what I see. All right, roll call, a couple comments, then to the calls. Wake up. We on coffee. Oh, geez, here we go. I didn't read all this before I put it on the screen, Kent. Wake up. We on coffee. I gave Tommy some Irish weed. We ready. Is that all it takes? What do you do, Kent? Roll up some 4-leaf clovers and give them to Tommy or what? And then all the playbook opens up. Receivers are running wide open. We got a big, strong quarterback making all the throws. Is that all it takes? Roll up those clovers. Oh, man. Drunk, good to see you here. I hope you're not drunk yet. Ben Emery, good to see you here. It's game day, baby. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Deborah Thomas, always here. Good morning to you as well. And Deborah Thomas here. I hope we show up today. Isn't that one of the main questions? After Stanford, you don't know if you can trust it. All right? So it's perfectly fair for any Notre Dame fan to be sitting there going, I'm going to turn my TV on at 11 or 12 o'clock, whatever it is for you, 7 a.m., depending on where you're at. And you just don't know what you're going to see, folks. No one does. The staff doesn't. The players don't. No one knows what you're going to get. So you're going to just tune in, cross your fingers, and see how it looks. Here's the one thing I'm going to say. I'm going to say one on the positive side, one on the negative side for this ball game today. On the plus side, these are the environments Notre Dame's performed their best in this year. As disturbing as that is, away from home, on the road, middle, upper tier opponent. BYU isn't anymore, but they were when we played them. That's important to consider. People always look back and go, oh, that team you played isn't even ranked now. But when you were playing them, they were, and that has to do with the pressure of that ball game and the buildup and all of that. So North Carolina, BYU, away games, respectable opponents. Nobody's saying elite, but respectable. You got to play good. Notre Dame's played decent in those ball games. The best we played all year in those ball games. Can you replicate that in this environment? That's what we need to see today. Hang in there, callers. I'm getting to you, I promise. Drunk says, damn, John, you hit 7K. I appreciate that. I saw this morning that we eclipsed that mark. I appreciate it very much. Everybody's jumped on board. I hope you're entertained. If nothing else, I hope you're entertained. Whether you like Notre Dame struggling and like to see a guy like me lose my mind, or whether you're on my team and we just need to get through it together, whatever it is, I'm here. So I appreciate it. There'd be no show without you guys. Drunk, thanks a lot, man. It really means a lot. You're here every day. Here's what I need to see. I love it. Dustin Lawrence. Yo, love this show. Long-time listener, first-time comment. Feel free to comment any day. Give me a call if you want to. Thanks for being here, Dustin. I appreciate you. It's game day, baby. Notre Dame 21-64. I'm just telling you, I feel like I'm going to be a little worked up. Deborah Thomas, 31-17 Irish. All right, you got us holding them down 17. That's a low number to hold them down to. That 31, I'm telling you, I had our pick right around, I think I had 31-28, 31-27, something like that. We're going to see. I'm just telling you, Clemson ran the ball for over almost 3 spins on these guys. Notre Dame can't run it for 220. Give me something. Shipley over here, they almost at 300. Come on. Move somebody today. Run the ball. Make life easier on Drew Pine. Run the ball. It's so interesting to me, the fact that our next two opponents played last week. There's a lot to learn from that. Where you could get them, where they're strong, where they're weak on both sides. I was looking for it for Clemson and Syracuse. 31-17, you would love it. That would mean the Irish are in control all damn day. And I, for one, I'm here for it. Brandon Fry, we're ready. I'm glad you're ready, Brandon. And I'm going to see you next week, by the way. I'll text everybody. But I'm going to be in town Friday, Saturday for Clemson. I want to see people. Brandon, I'll get in touch with you. We're going to hang out. It's always, I say it every time. It's always good to start the day with the Rudiger. How are you, Rudy? Good to see you. Shake down the thunder from the sky today. I'm telling you, folks, even in a season where we have a few losses, none of the national stuff's in play, and we're disappointed, it's still the team you love. It's hard not to be excited at all when your team's going to play, when you look forward to this all offseason every year. All offseason. You're counting down those months and weeks. When do we get to football season? When do we get to football season? When do we get to football season? And then it's here, and then ours felt like it was over after 2 weeks. You weren't ready for it to be over. It's perfectly fine to be excited every time your team plays. I'm not as excited as if we were undefeated or had one loss playing this game because it just doesn't matter as much. There isn't as much on the line. But I want to see our guys play well. I love those Saturdays when you wake up with that nervous energy. Dustin has 38-24 Irish. Here's my question. Anybody in the chats have Notre Dame losing? I haven't scrolled all the way down yet. Anybody got Notre Dame losing that listens to me? I mean, I'm not saying you got to come in here and pick Notre Dame. Like, let me know where you're really at with this. There's a division on these picks. I've seen a lot of people pick Notre Dame and be fairly confident in it if they play a decent game. I've seen other people say, I don't know where people are coming up with that from. So we're going to find out the truth. I would expect this game to be kind of ugly and kind of stressful, which isn't saying much because that's damn near how all Notre Dame games go this year, it seems. Dr. John, good morning, John. What say we squeeze an orange today, getting on my stationary bike so can watch but not chat? Dr. John, I'm telling you, man, you're always on the move. You're golfing, you're flying, you're running around from this state to that state. First thing in the morning here, you're not sitting there drinking and stressing out about Notre Dame. You're working it out, and I appreciate you, John. I really do. Matthew said something about the orange running around the dome or something. Matthew, are you at the game? Like, are you seeing that live? Are you there? Because that would be interesting. Oh, that's 7 a.m. roll call. All right, let's get to a couple phone calls. I want to know what's on your mind. Excuse me, I laughed at something. 443, you're up first, then 703. Anybody else? 312-900-8815. 443, you're talking to me. Good morning.
Hey, John, how you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I got to admit, the game being kind of an early morning game here, it's got me juiced up a little earlier than normal. How are you feeling about things today?
I don't know how to feel. The way Notre Dame plays, you could either get really terrible or above average or North Carolina really good. So I really don't know how to take it. I'm hoping I see more of the North Carolina offense. We saw the two-back offense, a little less of 12 personnel, which seems we're just stuck to. But, it's hard to say this year. It's just like you don't know what to expect every week. I mean, I talked to you with Marshall. Obviously, you didn't expect that. And then Stanford, you didn't expect that. But there's a lot on the line for the season. I still feel like, you got to see progress each and every week. I'm hoping for it. Diversity and play calling and things like that. I'm just – it's a weird thing because usually you're pumped for the game because you're like, Notre Dame's going to show up today. And
yep,
I'm pumped for the game, but I'm just like, it could be the tale of two teams.
Yep. Dude, I feel like that is where everybody is right now. And and it's a totally fair place to be off what we've seen. Like, and people bought back in, until Stanford, people bought back in. Like second half Cal, little bit of progress. North Carolina, BYU, we liked, but like that Stanford thing really burned it all down for people to where you realize you can't trust nothing. So you turn into the game and you kind of cross your fingers like, what are we going to see to start here? I have no idea, man. It could go any way. Do you feel any better that we played better in these type of games on the road, decent opponent? Like those are the games we play best in so far. Does that give you any confidence, or is it still starting from ground zero?
Well, what gives me confidence is the best games I've seen them play has been on the road. Ohio State, they played really well. North Carolina, they crushed it. I mean, it looked close at the end because they had broken coverages and stuff like that. But
yeah,
like it gives me more confidence on the road, and I hate to say it, than at home, because at home it's just like I don't even know what's going on there. But it's baffling sometimes. You're watching it like they're like North Carolina, the two backs swings a little RPO, cutting it to field and a half for Drew Pine. It worked really well, and then we went back to the two tight ends, and I'm this year I'm a big proponent of it because our tight ends are good, but they're not great blockers. I mean, our best blocker now is out for the season, and he was a freshman and rated in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the boxes are loaded, and like I said, we struggled in the pass game. It's not that guys aren't open. I mean, we haven't been able to hit them, and Mayer's been our only saving grace right now, and I don't blame Fine for locking on to him. But if he hit Lindsey on one of the posts this year, or if Lindsey catches the ball, it'll build confidence. It's just like my concern is at times you see massive regression, and then you see moments where you're like, well, that's good, and I see your potential in that. But it's just like the inconsistencies there, and our defense has played good enough to win games. But the thing that's always concerned me is, I feel at times our linebacking core, I don't know if the defense is too complicated right now or whatever. It's just like
there's a lot of thinking and not reacting and playing in that middle of the defense. Is that what you see too? There's like a little hitch. There's always like something, a little delay. The timing's off a little. It feels.
Yeah, the timing's off, and we at times, the couple weeks before, Nana had set the edge well. Last week, against UNLV, they didn't set the edge. We got burned a few times. I feel like our linebackers are hesitant and scared to make a mistake at times. I thought last week they improved against UNLV, but for the most part, if they're not blitzing, I feel like they're on their heels. Like, I don't want to screw this up, or I don't want to make a mistake. When you play that game, you really handcuff your potential. So I think there's a lot going on, and even with the offense, if we can't get these receivers to run the routes or do whatever, or make it simple enough for Merriweather, who the week before was wide open and we could have had 2 touchdowns if we hit him. We got 1, but there's something going on. I always hear these coaches talk about how smart Notre Dame kids are, and they are extremely smart. But sometimes I'm just like, you got to make it simple enough so they can use their instincts and the skill set God gave them. And, I watch, our linebacking core, and it seems like they're on the hill. J.D. Bertrand did not learn how to tackle. And, Maris Luafau did not learn how to tackle and didn't not know how to run. It's just like, it feels like they're overthinking things at times. There's not that freedom to play. And that's what concerns me most. Because if you're thinking too much, football is a weird game. You have to use your head, but you have to use your instincts and use your physical tools. If you're thinking too much and you're not reacting, there's a problem there. So, that's what gives me the hesitation at times. It's like I see the talent, and, everyone keeps talking about talent and talent and talent. I feel we have a ton of talent. The thing is that we never see them reach to the potential. And it's previous coaching staffs before that. You had Aldridge never reached potential. You had, Greg Bryant that never played that had potential. You've had potential and you've had talent on the team, but why aren't they connecting here? And why aren't we seeing their full potential? And, you hear the stuff about practices and stuff like that. If he's lighting it up in practice, why don't we see it on the field? And that's my concern. And, that's why you're just like, I can't trust. You can see Lorenzo Styles make a play
Yep.
And then you see him regress and not be able to catch. So
now,
it's always like this.
Now, here's the thing, though, man. You just went over all that, and it's like every single thing, offense and defense. You don't know what you're going to get. Like, it's just, it puts you in a very uncomfortable spot as a fan, and you don't feel like you're seeing linear progress. Like, we would all feel better if we just felt like we kept getting a little bit better every week and could grow and do a little more every week. We're just not seeing that. It's one step forward, two back, or like, what causes all this, though? You named a bunch of issues I agree with that we talk about here every week. But what's causing all those issues? Is it just year one, new staff, a lot of new guys in the mix, the injury at quarterback threw things off to start the year, and it's just going to be a struggle? Or is there more to it? Is there bad coaching going on? Are guys not understanding the expectations? That's how you lose dumb games at home you should never lose. Like, why do you think we're in that position to see all these inconsistencies year one?
Well, I think it goes back longer than that. You know, our offense has been highly inconsistent in my past. I mean, Chip Long, you know, back then I thought we had a very good running game and all that, but there was even inconsistency in the passing game. We've had inconsistencies in the passing game probably since I've been alive.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how old you are, but about my entire watching life of Notre Dame, maybe without a year or two applies.
Okay, I'm 36, about to be 37 in November. So, yeah, like I said, it seems like the passing guy. I mean, we had the time with White, but, you know, that the defense was abysmal back then, so heaven help me when we had a good offense. We certainly didn't have anything of a defense.
What was it? Like 2015's a good example. That offense was really exciting and actually had a quarterback who could wing it and open up the field. And then we had no defense and it let us down. So we didn't win with that team either. We can never get everything lined up. Why can't Notre Dame have an offense and a defense that both help you win big games in a year? Why can't we have that? Am I asking too much, man? Why can't we put it all together?
You're not asking too much, but I always have a theory. Our quarterback situation has been a conundrum for a while, and we went with Ian Book, and if you go back to see Ian Book's career, his passing game regressed.
Yep.
I almost feel like Tommy Crease only recruits quarterbacks that remind him of himself. Was Tommy Crease a bad quarterback? No, but was he the guy? No, he wasn't. And I feel like Drew Pine is like Tommy Reese 2.0. Yeah, he can make throws, but I just feel like and the fact that we couldn't complete drags or slants.
Yeah, simple stuff. Simple, basic executionary things. Yeah, remedial.
I mean, and people could say talent, but I get frustrated because I look at the recruiting class year after year and I see talent. But to say we don't have talent and then look at a team like Marshall that can throw the ball or Central Michigan that can throw the ball, there's more to it than just scheme and stuff like that. We don't complete passes. And, you can go back and look at film and you can see Lindsey open. You can see people open. And we can't get them the ball.
Now,
so there's fundamental issues.
But let me ask this. How much of this, I like this conversation. How much of this do you chalk up to? What percentage of it do you chalk up to? Drew Pine's always going to be physically limited to a certain extent at quarterback, and therefore you can expect some of these struggles. Knock down balls, not having the right touch, either too strong or, too big of a rainbow, whatever it is. Like, how much of this is simply he's our quarterback and he's physically limited, so you're going to be having inconsistencies? Like, how much of that is in play, do you think?
How much is limited? I mean, it does limit what you do because obviously, like the RPO game we had and the RPO plays we even saw against North Carolina have disappeared. We ran 2 RPO plays all last week. So the offense is here, and I think we're stuck in a situation where you can't run the quarterback because then we have Steve Angeli and no one knows anything about it. I know people are dying to see Steve Angeli, but me personally, he's a true freshman. Any offense you see with him is going to be very limited to what he can do. So I think you're stuck in a situation of where you can't get Drew Pine hurt.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to throw Stephen Jelly into the fire.
Right.
Tyler Buckner got hurt. Well, like you said, Tyler Buckner has an injury history. I don't think Tyler Buckner was 100% of the problem at the beginning, but here's what you get. You run the quarterback and he gets hurt, then what do? And now you're changing scope, and you have Michael Mayer, and the chemistry is just there's no easy throws. We're going for the gusto, which I can appreciate, but it's just like if you can't hit the deep pass, where's our drag? Where's our crosses? Where's all these small details? And the ball is late. There's timing issues. There's footwork issues, and there's a limited skill set. But I don't think his skill set is that limited that we can't simplify it. And instead of whole field reads, we're doing half field reads or something like that. It's like he doesn't see the whole field anyway.
He needs to get. You're right. For Pine to do his job and put Notre Dame in a position to play winning football, he has to be ultra efficient and smart with the ball and efficient with what he does, because the physical gifts, he isn't going to take off and burn you with his legs. He doesn't have the huge arm. He's got to be accurate. Let me give you this stat. This is right up your alley. How do you explain this? North Carolina and BYU games. Drew Pine, 75% completion. Stanford and UNLV down under 50% at 49%. That is a big gap in efficiency, and it explains a lot of the struggle. So he's got to get way closer, over 70% to the North Carolina BYU line to make this work with the rest of his gifts. Why did we have that big drop off, do you think?
Well, the North Carolina game was his first start, and that's when we first said, and I emailed you. I know you're a busy guy. I listen to you all week, but I'm working, so I don't get to call in. My boss will lose it because I work literally in construction with my boss.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
But anyway, he goes, if you look at the North Carolina games, we were doing the half field reads. We were slowing down. We got two back. We got more people out the box. We had it spread out a little bit more, and we made simple reads for him to make and throw. Then we went back to the two tight end personnel. And the problem is with the two tight end personnel, I've been saying this since Ohio State and Marshall. Probably not to you. I talked to you once after Marshall. Heaven help me, that was a terrible night. But we're missing blocks. We're not pinning the next man. And if you look at the boxes with duo and the power running scheme we're doing, we have 8 in the box, and when we motion the extra tight end in, you're bringing 9 and 10 in the box. We're completely outnumbered. The offensive line can only do so much. But in North Carolina, with the two backs, we spread them out. They had to worry about Tyree or Logan Diggs out the backfield. They had to worry about them getting fast to the outside, and then you still had Esme that could come up the middle. And let's be frank, North Carolina's defense is a dumpster fire of problems. It's always been that way. Their offense is electrifying, but their defense is not very good. But you have to see that they use their personnel packages to maximize their strengths. And I'm saying right now, we use a lot of 12 personnel with 2 tight ends, and that doesn't maximize our strengths right now. Our strength is our backs and some of our speed of our backs and our receivers and getting the ball out quickly and doing it that way. Now, I'm just saying, if you look at the North Carolina offense with the 2 backs, the quick packages, the inside run and the outside potential with, dumping it out to Tyree, that put the defense in a precarious situation where the safety was kind of in the box, but he had to keep his eye on Tyree coming out. He couldn't just look at the tight end like he's going to block and shoot the gaps like, Stanford and them did with their nickel package that came right off the edge and got it. But another thing I would like to see this week is an outside run by Chris Tyree. We don't run Chris Tyree outside, by the way. We run him up the middle in an A and B gap. What's the good of having a burner running back, of lightning fast guy out of the backfield that can hit you on the edge, and we're just running him up the A gap like a power runner? Don't run him like Audric Estime.
I was going to say, you got a guy built for that. That exact job you got a guy built for.
But the great thing about our running back situation is we have 3 backs with very distinct differences. So don't lump them all in the same category. The problem I see with coaching is, a great coach sees what he has and what he doesn't have. And right now I feel like Tommy Rees and them are running their head into the wall and saying, we're going to do this because this is what we do. Well, a great coach would look in and say, this is what we want to do, how do we achieve this in a different way? And, the media talked to Tommy Reese about the two-back offense against North Carolina this week, and he said he didn't want to mention it or whatever. He's not going to talk about it. So I'm hoping that's code for we're going to see some of it today, because I think that maximizes some of our strengths, because our running backs are distinctly different. You got Logan Diggs, you got Estime, you got Tyree. 3 great runners, but 3 different skill sets that you can maximize and get good matchups off that. Chris Tyree on the linebacker is a heck of an advantage if you drop him out in the flat or you shoot him up the seam. So I'm just saying there is coaching issues, and my number one frustration with the coaching staff is they're not adapting to what they have now. I understand what they want to be, but you can't be what you're going to be if you don't have what you need to be that. You have to use what you have and maximize your opportunities. And I thought the two-back offense against North Carolina, using the half-field reads, quick decisions, get the ball in your hands. Now, Styles dropping the ball last week, trust me, I don't want to talk about that. These guys got to catch the ball, but it's just we got to get it in their hands and let the playmakers make. Styles can make plays. We saw that against Oklahoma State. He caught a pass and had a nice run against Ohio State. He can make plays. His confidence is shattered. We need to build the confidence of these guys back up. All right?
Oh, man, that's a lot. That's a lot to cover. So what do you think? Do we get it done today? I expect frustration.
Well,
I do. It's going to be a grind.
I think it's going to be a grind. I don't see us scoring 30 points. I hope I'm thinking we win 27-24, something like that. It's going to be a close game. Judging by what I've seen lately. And, UNLV was not a confidence builder to me because, like I said, I agreed with you that, you have 6 or 7 possessions on their side of the field and you don't put up, 40 points. I'm not going to have a feeling. Notre Dame's almost like, the sound of silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The Notre Dame offense is on the field again. You know what I'm saying? So it is that. That's how I feel sometimes. So I think we could get 27. If Syracuse get into 30, we lose the game. I think if we can keep them to 27-24 Notre Dame.
There you go. I like it. It's going to be stressful, but if you could squeeze that one out, you build more juice for what's coming next week. And you could build some energy and momentum to that and really build it up for next Saturday night in South Bend against Clemson. So we'll see, but I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for making it. I'm glad you're able to hit me on the weekend here. Enjoy the ball game.
Yeah, have a blessed one.
You too. Thanks a lot, man. All right, 7:03 is going to be next. And we'll go from there. Let's get back to a couple of the chats I missed. I want to stop their running game first and foremost. I just do. I have no patience for that quarterback running around and doing all that and escaping on 3rd and long and running for the first down. We're not doing that. It ain't happening. No. That's number one. Everything else with the running game, fine. Gadsden, yeah, all that. Fine. I'm just telling you, I'm not letting that quarterback run on me. I refuse. It's clear as day that he could do it and that he's good at it, and it just takes him a second, and then he's running. Come on. No. Somebody pop him. You want to talk about those linebackers? You want to find something for them to do today? Somebody, Marist, with your hair. I don't care who it is. Somebody, anybody, Collie. Oh, I don't care who it is. Somebody eyeball that guy and hit him if he even has the thought of taking that ball and running and doing a spin-a-rooney on us and running around. Hit him. Hit him early and often. Okay? 7:03. I promise I'm coming to you. I don't want to get too far behind in the chats. Cade, that is a very creative screen name you have there. It was a disaster by Syracuse to only give him 10 touches against my Tigers. He'll get more today. I'm just telling you, what's that guy's name? Sean Tucker. Is that the guy you're talking about, Cade? Hey, the numbers weren't big against Clemson. What did they get held to? 126 rushing yards or something? they had against Clemson? And on the flip side, Clemson had almost 300 or over. Give me a break. 7:03, you're talking to me. Good morning. It's game day.
Oh, man. I am nervous and excited for this one, John.
I'm telling you, I didn't think I would feel it, but knowing the game is like a morning type thing, Notre Dame doesn't get a lot of those. I'm a little extra amped up. It's going to be here soon. So what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
What's on your mind?
I just really want the offense to be able to put in a place to succeed. And, it really wasn't against Stanford, and I just really want Tommy Rees to get it together. Please get it together for this one.
Yeah, it's just frustrating, and it's inconsistent. And where I get really frustrated is, and I think all Notre Dame people, I want to be able to point and go, here is one issue, and then be able to know that's the issue. And if you fix it, things are going to look better. With this offense, you have multiple things in play at the same time. The quarterback dynamic, the wide receiver issues, whatever you think or don't think of Tommy, there's just a lot going on there. How do you wade through it and settle things down so we can find some consistency here?
Mm-hmm. I really hope we can use Merriweather for some big plays against the Orange, because that play against Stanford, although we lost, it was huge. I wish we can get more like that.
Man, this offense needs a spark. They need those big plays. They need chunk yard gains. They need that flip the field play. He's a guy who could do that for you, and I really think he deserves a chance to be able to do it more. You're not getting real life production out of that room overall. Let a young guy that's making plays make plays. You don't have to overthink it.
Mm-hmm. I really hope we start fast in this game, because I do not want to be playing behind in that dome. God, I do not want that to happen.
Yeah, that's one thing on my list of items to watch. Even though I said we played our best in these similar type games, middle upper tier opponent, BYU was considered that at the time. They were ranked. I know they're down now, down and out. But even in those games we played really good in, at the end, the scores didn't look that good because we kind of messed around and let them come back a little bit. It's going to take 4 good quarters to win the next 2 games. You don't have the slack to be able to just play asleep the first quarter because it's 11 a.m. and you're not awake yet. Notre Dame's not good enough to be able to do that and win these ball games the next half a month. So to win today and have a chance to be in the game late against Clemson at our place next week, you got to play damn good ball the whole time. Mm-hmm. Can we see that, though? What are the odds you're going to see that? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that.
I really hope Fossey and the D-line can have a good game and make Schrader beat us throwing the ball. Because if we can stop the run and just put more guys in the secondary back there, I think we'll have a lot of success on defense.
Yeah, and let me ask you this. Are you a little disappointed overall in the disruptive production of the defensive line? Or do you feel like their production's kind of gone up and down just like the team overall, and that's just a part of it? I think a lot of people wanted them to be a lot more disruptive all year.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but I mean, I'm still more worried about the offense than the defense. So I would definitely like them to be a little more consistent. That would be nice.
Yeah, man, it's just so frustrating. Sometimes they turn it on and crank it up, and other times they don't. The other thing that's on my mind, man, our run defense. At times, sometimes the numbers we give up don't look bad, but it feels worse in the game. Stanford's a good example. Early second half Stanford, first and second down runs, they were getting 6 or 7 yards right up the A gap on us. Can't have that today. You're in for a long day, you allow that. So don't let that quarterback run. Don't let anybody else run. Make this kid beat you with his arm. And if he does, you tip your cap, and then I yell about it on Monday.
Yeah, hopefully our secondary can make some big plays too, because I honestly think our secondary has been one of the better parts of our team this year.
I think they've been surprisingly a little better than what anybody thought. Then again, I have so much scar tissue of bad Notre Dame secondary play from the last 25 years. Like maybe my bar's low. I'm open to that as well because that's been an issue my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, especially in 2011 Michigan.
Oh my God!
Michigan's got to have the most scar tissue.
Don't even. Just turn around, dude. You ruined those beautiful uniforms. Do you remember the uniforms? They were among my favorite alternatives of all time. I loved them. The white with the green and the socks with the ring around them. Oh my God, I loved them. And they all got ruined. It all got ruined. And I never want to see them again.
Mm-hmm. I feel bad for Gary Gray. I think that was his name. Because he just never recovered from that game. But
yeah,
anyways.
that's tough, man. We're going way back for that one. I can't believe that was 10, 11 years ago already. It's wild. Let me ask this. How does this sound to you? Why doesn't Notre Dame win the turnover battle today? Wouldn't that be refreshing? Like, I know we got the blocked punts. We got the blocked punts, but those are like rare. I'm talking more traditional. Give me a strip sack on that quarterback today. Give me an interception or two, a tip ball. Notre Dame needs to knock more passes in the air. How about that? Give our offense a few more possessions doing that this week. Can we do that, or is it too much to ask?
I think that we got a chance to. I don't know. Is it because we're not playing well that we are getting turnovers? I don't really get why we are getting turnovers this year.
Yeah, and it's like some of it's law of averages with this stuff that tends to balance out. Other times you're like, are you teaching the right things? You know, how to try and punch the ball when a guy's running. Teaching a defensive lineman. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, the next best thing you could do is put your arm up where he's looking to try and block the pass. Right place, right time on interceptions. Like, you got to be in the right place, the right time, jump a route. Like, there's a lot of those kind of things. And I don't know. And then some of it's just luck, man. Law of averages, like it tends to balance out, but we're real low. And when you have an offense that struggles half the time or more, you need those to balance it out. No?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. My anxiety's cranking up. Even though we have a few losses, I still want to see Notre Dame play well every Saturday. It's still a big deal to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially for recruiting too.
That's the other thing, man. That's the other thing. I've seen people be like, John, this year's screwed. It's over. It's done. Like, whatever. You can't look at it that way. This isn't the NFL where you could just bottom out and then you're rewarded with the best player next year. You bottom out and play like crap the rest of the way, you're going to screw these recruiting classes up more than they're already maybe screwed up with people trying to poach our guys. That's a part of this too. You got to keep this together and respectable the last quarter of the year. Have to.
Yeah. I don't want to end up like Florida losing their best cornerback target. Like, I don't want that. I want to keep our guys.
Yeah, and the best thing you could do, listen, if somebody's going to come to these guys and say, we're guaranteeing you $3 million in a duffel bag and mom's got a job at Nike, go to Oregon. I'm not saying that's happening, but if that did, there's nothing Notre Dame could do about that. The only thing Notre Dame could do is win your games. That is your best recruiting pitch right now, is show you have it together, can pull it together, win some games. You have to. You have to.
Yeah, well, I'm ready for this game, John, and I just really hope we can win out the rest of the way. That would be great.
What do you think the odds are of that, knowing that you have Syracuse, a respectable team, and then Clemson, and then USC? Like, what do you think the odds are Notre Dame puts it together, even if it's ugly, and ends up running that table? It'd be a great feat. From what we've seen, if they were able to do that, it would be a huge salvage for the year. Change the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But how likely is it?
Yeah, man.
How likely is it, though? Those are three tough teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if we played the way we did against UNC, we have a great chance to do that if we play like that in the big game. So I'm just hoping that can happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too optimistic, but
Yeah,
I really think that.
And the other thing, man, is
me.
here's the other thing. I don't like you cannot lose leverage in the USC rivalry. Year one, both teams have a new coach. That's an awful look. That hits me the wrong way. It was for somebody my age who went through the rise of USC with Carroll and Reggie Bush and Leinart and all them guys to ride that. And then it was hard for Kelly to get to the point where he could beat USC every year. What it took was them bottoming out. It wasn't that Notre Dame got great. It was that USC bottomed out and Kelly overlapped with them bottoming out. You can't let all that work go by the wayside year one. That's my problem with that game. You cannot let that flip on you year one. No.
Yeah, man. I mean, I never had that many SC fans, but I joined the Mark Rogers Discord server, man, and I mean they're good guys, but man, they're talking trash about the Irish and how good Caleb Williams is.
Yeah.
I really want to shut their trap.
Yeah, and you know what? All those people are fair weather fake fans out there surfing the hang 10, bro. Surfing out there. Nobody goes to the games. Nobody cares ever. You watch. Notre Dame goes there. It'll be a sold-out stadium, and they're going to act like they care about football on Thanksgiving weekend or whenever that damn game is, 11/26. It's a fake, fraudulent, fair weather fan base. Anytime they rise up and win anything, it's dirty. And I don't like them.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what else to say. I don't freaking like them. It's a fair weather fan base. I even like the Michigan fan base more than them. At least those people are there every day. And when they're miserable, they still go and stay miserable like we do. These people go enjoy the LA scene. And then when the team's good for a week, show back up. I don't respect it. I do not respect it.
Yeah, man. Those spoiled children need to go back to their homes. And
look at you. You got me all worked up. You're talking all calm, and now I'm getting all worked up over it. Look what you did. Not even 10 o'clock.
I'm sorry, John.
That's okay. It wakes me up. It's healthy for me. Get the energy out. Let me ask this, man. What's your thought on Drew Pine? What do you want Notre Dame to do at the quarterback situation the rest of this year and moving forward? What do you need to see to feel better about it?
Well, I really like Drew Pine. I want him to do well, but I feel like if things go south, especially in the BC game, I want Drew to stay quarterback, but if we lose, let's say, even if we lose to, Clemson, I would like to see Angeli get a shot against Boston College.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I wanted Angeli to get time in that window of UNLV and Syracuse. And by time, I don't mean running out the clock. You're not even trying to run plays. That's not what I had in mind. You're now in a position where Angeli's one hit away from being the starter, and I haven't seen the guy throw up a pass in a game this year. That's what makes me nervous is you want to get him reps, but neither of these guys can get hurt. It's just a bad situation to be in.
Yeah. I don't know how good this guy Angeli can be, but I definitely think he deserves an opportunity.
Yeah, I will say this. I've said this before. Angeli, I know it's the blue and gold game, and that is, you can't take that much from it. Angeli looked more comfortable operating the offense than Pine did. I just think he looked more comfortable, and he's got a bigger frame, but he's not far enough down the track that Pine is, apparently.
And I don't know, Tommy just scares me. I just really hope that he isn't messing him up like he did the other quarterback that we've had. But definitely still think he deserves a shot. And yeah, I mean, he looked good against the blue and gold game, but it was against the third stringers and the backup. So I don't really know how good he is, and I would like to see him out there.
Yeah, it's fair though. And I was hopeful that 2-week window against allegedly lower level opponents would have allowed us that, and it did not. So, it's a bad deal. Do you think they need to get a transfer quarterback next year to compete? Do you think you crank it back up and then we're back in this quarterback competition dynamic between Buckner and Pine? Do we get a 23 recruit? What the hell? What are we going to do at quarterback? It's the most important position in individual sports, and Notre Dame's perpetually in flux. And it drives me insane. We are perpetually looking for the guy, hoping for the guy. Maybe he'll develop in a year. You know, this competition, maybe that guy, maybe we could get this. Why can't we ever just have an elite quarterback that we know is on our team and good?
Well, do you think we should look at McNamara from Michigan? Do you think we should try to snatch him away?
I've heard that. I've heard that brought up as a name, and a guy I think had Notre Dame interest as a recruit. I just think you might have to, with Buckner's injury situation and the limitations to Pine, you might just have to bring a guy in. But then does it get crowded? Does a guy leave then that doesn't like that? With the transfer rules everything's opened up. So you got to be careful when you do this stuff because there's a trickle-down effect. That transfer deal is a real deal. So they have big decisions to make, man, and they better make the right ones.
Yeah, I just really don't trust Tommy. Like, I want Tommy out, man. But who do you think we should get? Do you think we should go after Scott Frost as OC?
Like, dude, here's where I'm struggling, and maybe you'll feel me on this. Here's where I'm struggling. It seems like to the fans, a lot of these issues and inefficiencies are obvious. I'm wondering if Marcus sees that too, but he cannot get up in front in a podium and start ripping Tommy or anybody, like coaches, whatever. Is it possible he sees exactly what we see, but he doesn't really have an opportunity to fully address it till we're out of this year and the season's over? Are you open to that? That maybe he sees it just like we do, but he can't really do or say much now?
I hope you're right, but I have no idea. I just wish there was, I don't know, maybe there could be a reporter that would ask him about it. I really hope so, because I mean I feel like he can't be that naive. Like, he has to see what's going on. So hopefully he's going to start interviewing guys soon, and who knows? Maybe we could even get Chip back. Would you like Chip back?
You know what I want, man? Fresh eyes. I think it would be healthy for the program to have someone come in here, no Notre Dame ties, just a good offensive mind, and seen it work different places. Look at our talent through a new lens and just get new eyes on it and have a fresh take on what the Notre Dame offense could be and look like. A part of me just feels like that might be the best path. You have some good talent, get new eyes on it, have a little different vision, and it's kind of a reset for everybody involved. A part of me likes that and is open to it, because the Notre Dame offenses I've seen recently haven't been good enough. So why not try something else? Is that crazy? Am I like a dummy who isn't smart enough to understand how this goes for thinking that?
I think it's a good take. I really do. I don't really know who we should get. I mean, should we get a coach that got fired?
But dude, I'm telling you right now, there's 50 offensive coordinators you and I can't even name that I think could look at our offense and get more efficiency out of it. I mean that. I really do mean that. I just think you could do some different things that could get more out of this. I look around the country, man. I watch games every weekend and see quarterbacks and teams I've never even heard of throwing the ball around and look like they have a modern offense, in sync, in rhythm, quick strikes, hitting guys in motion, and there's room to run after, and creative misdirection plays all the time. I see it all the time, just not from us.
Yeah. Let's see who has a good offense. Maybe Charlie Weiss Jr.
You want to talk about full circle Notre Dame. I remember, I don't know how old you are. I'm 30. What did I just turn? 38. And I remember those Weiss years where Charlie Jr. was on the sideline for the games as like a chubby little 11-year-old kid. That's how I remember Charlie Weiss Jr. following dad around with the headset. And he does a pretty good job. I know he has an offensive mind because his dad had an offensive mind. That's interesting. That is really interesting. Full circle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And
yeah, go ahead.
I was disappointed that they didn't beat LSU. I'm like, please beat LSU. And
I know. It's that whole dynamic. It's a problem. Notre Dame's not doing good. They get this top 10 win, and it's, I think, a little overinflated because I think Ole Miss was overinflated. So I don't know what to make of it, man. So what do you think today? Do we get this done?
I think we'll get it done. I think it'll be frustrating, just like every game besides North Carolina.
Aren't they all?
But
That's just kind of baked into the recipe, man. That's just kind of baked in.
Mm-hmm. But I think we'll win. I think we'll pull it out. I think we'll win by 7 points.
Yep, there you go. It would be stressful. Well, we'll see. And then what else you watching for today? You watching Michigan State? What else are you interested in? Florida, Georgia? You like some of the Big 12 action? Kentucky, Tennessee? What do you like?
Big 12 action.
Yeah?
Kansas State, Oklahoma State should be a good one. Kansas State, Adrian Martinez looks like a completely new guy. I hope he plays. And I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for Oklahoma State in a bit because it makes us look better, I guess, because of that last year's loss.
Yeah, and then what else do we have? TCU, West Virginia, and then any interest, Ohio State, Penn State? Can Penn State slow Ohio State down or not? I don't know. No, Penn State, I think they're a distant third-place team in the Big Ten. Yeah, I feel like they're another one that gets overinflated every year. I know people say that about us too, but I feel like every year Penn State starts high and then they just keep getting losses. So I don't know. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a fun day of football. And here's the issue, though. When our game's early, if we lose, it ruins my day because it puts me in a crappy mood. I don't even want to watch anybody else play football. So I hope we win so that I can watch the rest of the games and not be in a horrible mood and be angry. Yeah, I was in a horrible mood after the Marshall game, man. That was bad. Who was it? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And I'm glad I went live. People needed that. And I went right in the basement, cranked it up, opened the phone lines and said, call me because I know we're all miserable. Like, it wasn't the prettiest show, but it was needed. It was an important show. That's what I'll say about it. Hopefully Sparty can beat UM. I don't think they can, but I would have laughed at Michigan. Me neither. Able to laugh at Michigan. You know what, man? I was really hopeful for that too. Michigan State has some problems though. And I'm very doubtful they'll be able to pull it off. But it is a rivalry game, and we've seen crazy stuff with that situation before. But if I had to bet it, I'd bet Michigan. I just would. And it's not because I love them that much. It's just because Michigan State has issues right now. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that if McCarthy makes some mistakes, maybe Smarty has a shot. But I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't I'm thinking so too. So I'll watch that till it gets ugly, and then I'm out because I'm not going to watch Michigan feel good about themselves all night. So I watch their games till I think they're going to win, and then I turn it off. And if they're going to lose, I watch every single minute, and I inject that misery into my veins. Okay, so I'm waiting for them to lose. Maybe it'll happen one of these weeks. I was hoping it'd be this week, but I have my doubts. So I don't know, man, but enjoy the game. And I really appreciate the call. Give me a call back Monday morning, maybe for the Halloween spooktacular. Give me a call. We'll review the game. Yeah, that would be great. Beautiful. Right, thanks, John. Have a good one. Have a good one, man. Crack a cold one and relax. There's nothing else we could do. Take care. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. 312-900-8815, folks. I'm going to get to some chats. I'm way behind. I'm sorry. I get distracted. I'm trying to read and do too many things. Man, 9 a.m. game, that's early for me. You know what? Look at it this way. All you do then is you don't have to have those nerves all day for 10 hours pacing around your living room and all that. You don't have to do that on a day like this. You wake up, pour the coffee, and the game's on. You know what it reminded me of? 2012 Dublin. Remember that? It was like a 9 a.m. start on CBS for that Navy game in Dublin in 2012. It was great. You wake up, you have your anxiety, and before you really get to worry about it, the game's kicked off. It's beautiful. I don't like this warning I keep getting. Sean Tucker, I'm telling you, he's going to go off. I don't like, I keep getting that warning saying to watch out for him. I don't like that. Matt Radke, good to see you, Matt. Holding it down in Nashville, the Nashville Irish, the fighting Nashvilles. I can't trust us. 27-20 Syracuse. I'm not going to react well when I see the yardage Clemson put up on these guys, and then to see us just have like half of that yardage. I can't handle that. Like, I keep going back to that number. Just under 300 yards is what Clemson ran the ball for on these guys. Notre Dame's supposed to be a power first, run heavy team first, right? So why can't we run the ball for almost 300 yards? Give me 250. Just enough to open life up for Pine so that it's a little easier for him to deliver and distribute and do what the guy needs to do. I'm not saying you got to run it for the 300, but give me two something. Jeez. Somebody, who was it? Matthew, somebody said something about my food, saying that I said it was high end, but it's just barely above Olive Garden. There is no way, Matthew. There is no way the ingredients are even the same in any product from Buca and Olive Garden. Olive Garden is literally heated in a microwave, cheaply cooked, no flavor food. You got to give Buca some credit. It's higher level than that. And it ain't even close, in my opinion. Then again, I'm not a food guy. I'm not a food guy at all. Olive Garden just tastes bland. And it's reheated in a microwave. It's bad, dude. Tucker hasn't gone off against anyone but you, Connor Wagner. All right, so Mike's defending the Tucker here as far as him being able to run it all over us. Tom says, Tommy Reese, run the damn ball. I just think it's the easiest path, folks. I just think it's the easiest path. I do. And it opens things up for Pine. That's the part we're most worried about, right? You're going to get Pine settled in rhythm. Is he going to hit guys? You want to talk about the team overall, whether they're going to show up or not. Look at Pine. How much does he have to do with that? 75% completion percentage in the two games that went great. North Carolina, BYD, all the way down to 49%, Stanford and UNLV. You're not going to win football games with Drew Pine's skill set at only 50%. It's not going to happen. You shouldn't win games if Drew Pine's only throwing it for 50%. That's not good enough when he doesn't have other skills to throw in the mix. It's not. Tyree up the middle into a massive humanity. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Everybody I like, obviously I don't like Estime putting the ball on the ground. I know somebody's going to bring that up. Obviously, I do not like that. You can't have that. Nobody likes that. However, I love the diversity these three running backs offer. All three of them serve important roles and have slightly differing skill sets that should be, if set up and structured properly, provide mismatches all day. Provide mismatches all day with these backs. Sometimes my question, though, is who's getting the usage and in what type of play? I know all three of them have really good divergent skill sets, But who's getting the ball and asked to do what and where in the game is some of my problem. It feels off as far as who's getting those plays. I also want to see two-back sets. I want to see more two-back sets because I think it gives you more weapons on the field and more the defense has to worry about. I talked about it in yesterday's morning show. When you have two backs out there, think about what that does. Is one of them or the other one going to get the ball in a handoff? Is one of them or the other one going to go out for a pass? Is one of them or the other one going to block or chip? And that's all they do. Is one of them or the other one get a block and chip, then roll out and be open for a pass? You just created like 8 different things that defense has to worry about with the running backs alone in one play. That's what you do when you have two backs out there that can all do whatever. You just created 8 plays out of 1 just with the running backs. Forget what you have Michael Mayer doing or not doing. Forget, God forbid, if wide receivers are open or whatever in their route tree. Use those backs. It's one of the best things you have, even though it hurts my soul that Estime can't hold onto the ball. It hurts. I love the way that guy runs. You can see that he wants to run hard. You can see that he wants to inflict pain. He don't want to be tackled. He wants to hit you. Hold on to the ball, dog. Hold on to the ball. You're killing me. Hold on to the ball. And what gets me the most is you're like, dude, I love Estime and I love that physical run. I love the way he's looking for contact and never shies away from it. I love all that too, and that's why he's fumbling. It's always like that extra yard or two he's trying to gain, and then that helmet hits the ball and it's out. And what hurts me about it is I know how much it hurts him. That's what hurts me about it. I know how much it hurts him. He talked about after the North Carolina fumble, he said, I couldn't sleep that night. I'm walking around with a football. Like, it really, really upset him that he dropped that ball in North Carolina, and to see it happen a couple more times. Awful timing, man. The Stanford one, you just can't. I just can't. I can't. And what you really need is for this not to be in his brain. You need that not to get in his brain. It's like a golfer with the yips. I'm telling you, it isn't physical. It's all mental. You get up there to that 2-foot putt that with a little break, and I'm telling you, that cup opening looks like a thimble you're putting in. You get up there, your hands are shaking. It's all mental. It's all mental. I hope it isn't in his head. I really do. Oh, let's see what else is in the chat. Nick Dean, good to see you here, Nick. Good morning. Someone tell Tommy his job is on the line the rest of the year. Maybe he's already been told that. I don't know. All of the complaints and issues the Notre Dame fan base has with the offense, all of them, the inefficiencies, lack of quarterback development, wide receiver problems, all of that. Even the offensive line looks good some weeks and then regresses. It makes no sense. Especially when the regression is against teams that physically you shouldn't be worse than. Like I'm not calling it a regression if you run up to Alabama or Ohio State and you don't put out production. I'm calling it a regression when you suck at home against Stanford. That's regression. My hairline, that's regression. Okay? Here's something else I got to address. I saw this in the chat. Somebody was giving me a hard time about this shirt. You're exactly right. I am busted out. Somebody has been to that exact rack at the bookstore because they mentioned to me, they know exactly how much the shirt costs, and it is a ripoff. And it's one rack in the corner. They have all the funky colored Notre Dame shirts just for somebody like me with a little bit of an out there personality. I walked in there and there's one section with goofy colored Notre Dame scheme stuff, I was like Rudy. I was like Rudy, man. I saw that in the surplus store and I just had to have it. Like it had to be. It had to be. So I admit that this shirt was overpriced, but I had to have it. This is my game day shirt. I love the pattern. Way overpriced. You have no idea. You have no idea. This Under Armour stuff, it better be able to deflect bullets. For how much you charge for a golf shirt, this material better deflect bullets if everything goes sideways. Anyways, I digress. Matt Radke, I have a hard time sleeping every night before our games, no matter how bad we are. It's true. And you know what else this year's good for? This is hitting me very, very hard. This is hitting me very hard, and I don't like it at all, folks. The realization that we're not playing for anything nationally this early in the year hit me hard. That's a big adjustment. Once you have more than one loss, that's hard. Once you have one loss, then that's hard. And then once you have two, then your New Year's 6 dreams are on the line and all that. 10-2 or better, all that is in play. We are not used to having nothing big to play for before Halloween. It's been hard. It's been very, very hard. One of the most fun things to do after Notre Dame wins in a football Saturday is then look at the slate of all the other games and go, all right, here's who Notre Dame needs to lose or win. This team beats that team, then we move up. It's pointless this year. It's pointless. There is no helping us. Like, we're off the charts. So then you're just watching out of spite. I'm watching to see Kelly lose. I'm watching to see Harbaugh lose. Like, I'm watching to see Jimbo Fisher get fired. What does he have going on, by the way? What is that mess? Like, have you seen that news? That like there's like 6 or 7 or 8 guys that are freshmen and they're suspended and not welcome back. Guys are entering the portal. Guys are sitting out. I heard guys aren't showing up to practice. I heard Jimbo Fisher no-showed the TV media session. Like, whenever you have one of those games, the TV crew meets with the head coaches, do their interviews and whatever, what they're going to do, you know, their angle for the game for the week with whatever the TV crew is that's going to do it, CBS, Fox, whatever. Jimbo no-showed. He no-showed that production meeting. I'm not saying that means he's fired or something. It just looks like a lot of things are going against him. And what does everybody else in the country say to that? That's what you get. When you operate the way that guy does, that's what you get, and nobody's sad to see it. So I love it. Oh, Manny, I'm disappointed that this team has no fight. It's hard to say they have no fight, but sometimes when they have the fight, doesn't add up, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have a sense like they've rolled over and given up. But when they choose to fight, sometimes it's just bizarre. And when they haven't shown up and fought, I found it to be bizarre. Jonah, here come the Irish. Ooh, Matthew. Matthew, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem, Matthew. Here's the deal. How are you going to give me a score 28-13 if Notre Dame only score? You think people want Tommy Rees out of here now? Go to this stupid dome and put up 13. Seriously. You think people want Rees out now? Go to Syracuse, put up a 13 spot. See how it tastes then. 13. That's how many blood pressure pills I'm going to have to take. 13. Just even seeing that score prediction is enough to make me lose it. Unbelievable. 13? It's impossible. What do you mean 13? 13 points. Get real. I'm not saying your prediction's wrong. I'm saying if that happened, get real. Phil, the Irish squeak out an ugly win, but I'll take it. Any hope you have of building up some energy and spark for what's coming next week, you got to have it. You got to have it. And Notre Dame's not good enough this year for me to go, oh, you got to win by 30 for me to be happy in this Syracuse game. We're not good enough to beat that team by that amount. UNLV, we can argue about. What should happen against Stanford, we can argue about. You don't have to beat Syracuse by 30. Just beat them by 1. Just beat them. Beat them. Just find a way. You need that win to build up Clemson next week. You need it. That could still be a thing. That could still be a bright spot of the year. But you got to get this one today. Otherwise, you're looking at the whole world crashing down on you. You can't have a couple losses back to back. No. Start it today. Manny says Syracuse is going to be flat. Here's my thought on that. I brought this up in the morning show yesterday. Think about it, folks. What do we always say about Notre Dame's schedule? How Notre Dame ends up with a lot of tough games, sometimes back-to-back tough dynamic games, a rivalry or a big brand name versus Notre Dame. And then what do we always ask? The next thing we ask is, how's Notre Dame going to come out the next week? Are they going to be beat up mentally, beat up physically? Are they going to be sluggish? Are they going to get off to a slow start? All of that. We say that all the time when Notre Dame ends up in these seasons where they have back-to-back tough games or even just one really tough game and then a team setting a trap the next week on you after it where you shouldn't lose to them, but it's in play because of all that. Do we get that from Syracuse? Like, if it's something we have to worry about with Notre Dame every year, is it fair to worry about that with Syracuse? They went to Clemson, were winning most of the game. It was a physical game, all right? A big conference game. It was on the road. They played decent. The score was respectable, but they ended up losing. How do you come back from that a week later? Not only just a week later, but in the morning. Or I guess it's not going to be morning in New York, but it isn't a night game. Like, that is a real dynamic. And I hope they come out a little sleepy and didn't drink their orange juice that they squeezed out of themselves this morning. And hope they're sleepwalking. If we do not score first, not hopeful for the outcome. Boy, dope. Got to get off to a hot start. We talk about it all the time. Notre Dame has not really been able to put together 4 really, really solid quarters where I go, there's a full ball game from Notre Dame. Like, that's what I want to be able to say. There is a full ball game from Notre Dame played really strongly on both sides of the ball. Offense, defense, you just look put together, ready to go, play good all day. Not too much to ask for, guys. Like, not too much to ask for. We're in the back quarter part of the year of the schedule. Play some good ball. Put it all together and play good on both sides of the ball today. It's not that much to ask. Really isn't. Mike, 24-17 Irish. Run for 225 plus. That's my path. Because if you start getting that run game going downhill to that extent that those numbers are what's going to pile up, by default, that means at some point you're going to have people to throw to. If you're going to be able to run it with that level of efficiency for that amount of yardage, naturally something's got to give, and you're going to have guys to throw to. Can you hit them? Can you take advantage? I don't know. But opportunities are going to be there. Notre Dame's got to get off to a good start. You don't want to get off to a crappy start in this place on the road. You don't want to set yourself up for that. Play good early and often. A Sortino, go Irish. Where I'm at, really a total toss-up. The Irish could win big. The Orange could win big, or anything in the middle. Yeah, that is 100% exactly where I think we're all at. You know how hard it is to pick a score prediction this week? I got to type something up. USA Today, Irish Wire. You got to type it up, who you think and why, and then you're on the books with the score. I was sitting there going, well, if Notre Dame's going to fully show up, here's the score range possibilities. If they're going to play half the game, here's the score range possibilities. And if you're going to roll over like Stanford, there's a whole different range of possibilities. It's driving me crazy because you just don't know what you're going to get out of your boys. I don't know what I'm going to get. And it's making me upset. Oh, John Brown. 219, I see you. You're coming up. John Brown, 24-21 ND. Low scoring, high stress is what that is. Phil, I got my Rogaine on subscription delivery thanks to the damn Irish. Yeah, you ain't kidding, buddy. You and me both. You and me both. You see this widow's peak? It's called the Kelly years. Right here. See this 5 head, 6 head, 4 head. Kelly. This was head hair. Kelly did it. Rodney, be careful driving. Where'd you go? 219, Adam, call me back. Call me back, Adam. You hung up on me. Rodney, I'm driving from Indy to Batavia, Illinois for my best friend's annual Halloween party. Got to leave soon. Put the game on my phone as I drive. Batavia, Rodney, you're heading out to my area of the woods, out in those suburbs, man. You're heading out to my area. Drive safe. And D25, cause 17. I like that. Cause instead of cues. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but I like the angle. Matthew says, John, that shirt makes you blend into the wall. It's better than that 3D acid trip one I wore last week. Do you remember that? I wore this sharp the same time I bought this overpriced shirt at the bookstore in August. I bought a real sharp golf polo, ND embroidered logo. Real tight, blue and white lines or blue and gray, real tight. And I get on here with my lighting. It looks like I'm on LSD. Things are 3D. I look like hologram Tupac out there. It's wild. Wild. So I can't wear that shirt anymore. So it's golf only, but I can't wear it on the show. It was like blurring my vision looking at it. 219, you're on the line. How we feeling today?
What's up, John? How's the morning? How you feeling?
I'm a little worked up, man. I'm just a little like realizing that when I'm over with this show, the game's on. Like I don't have my normal window of stress to work with here. We're going right into it. So how are you feeling? You drinking some cold ones yet, or is it still coffee?
No, I think it's still coffee. I think I'm just gonna chill and try to relax. It shouldn't be stress-free. We kind of know where we are. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, stress is baked into the equation, my friend. You just know it. It's just a matter of how much. Do you feel any different as the week has gone on? I know you and I have talked a couple times. You're a regular caller. As the week has progressed, is there anything that's made you feel either better or worse about this game? Where are you at?
I feel like it's been twice now, the BYU game and this game, to where I feel real confident when the week starts. I try to watch maybe some of the previous games of Syracuse and BYU, which, by the way, BYU's terrible now.
Yep.
Did you see that last night? Yeah,
they're really bad now. That all fell apart. But remember when we played them, they were still ranked, and it was a big deal. Remember all that? It wasn't that long ago.
Yep. But I feel like I'm confident when I turn on a few of their games.
at first, but then as the week goes on, I'm like, maybe I'm just too confident. Maybe, maybe if we knew what team would show up.
Yeah, but it's like you said, right? When you feel confident, then you kind of get in your head and talk yourself out of it to protect yourself. Like you play all these emotional games when you're a Notre Dame fan just to be able to not lose your damn mind every week.
Yeah, definitely. And I just don't know.
We got to play 4 quarters, Adam. Adam, we need to play 4 quarters of solid football to have any chance to win this game and the one next week. That's the bottom line. Do we think Notre Dame has it in them to play really good football for the next 2 games? I have my doubts. They're capable of it, but I have my doubts that I'm actually going to see it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Have we seen that once all season?
No. Well, we've seen Notre Dame play complete games. Completely terrible. The whole time I have seen Notre Dame play complete games, play complete garbage for the whole time. So maybe I have seen it.
I mean, when's the last time it's been still October and we're like, let's just get this season over with?
Not a good place to be, and I don't miss being here. I admit, Adam, I'm struggling with that this year. I feel like, you know what I mean, dude? It's hard to even watch other games and be invested when if they win or lose, it doesn't affect us. We can't move up. It just kind of kills it.
They're going to have the playoff rating, Tuesday, and that's been like an annual thing since the house I'm in now, we moved into in 16.
I'm not even tuning in for it. Tuning in for it. Doesn't affect us. Yeah. Not interested. And I hate it.
Yeah, that used to be an annual thing. Like get home from work and watch that thing on Tuesday night and see where we're at.
Get ready to be mad about the lies they tell you of how they came to their conclusions.
Yeah. And then get ready. You don't want to hear them talk about how great Michigan is.
Oh, that's coming. They'll find a way to say that it doesn't matter that they had the weakest strength of schedule in the country until a week ago. They'll find a way. The eye test, this and that. It's a joke. And if you look at their conference, if you look at their schedule next year, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Last night. You think they came out with it last night? I'm like, oh goodness.
It is
much tougher than this year.
It's a joke. And they just schedule all the non-conference wins in and there's no repercussions. No one's going to push back. The playoff committee doesn't say you didn't play anybody. We need to see more. No. So anybody telling you that strength of schedule stuff matters, they're lying because I haven't seen that committee one time say to a conference team, a Power 5 team, I don't care. You didn't play anybody all year, so you're not getting the credit.
Yeah. My biggest beef with that whole thing is that, like you said, you could play the weakest non-conference and everyone forgets about it by the time the rankings come out, like Michigan. No one will even mention it.
Nope.
And then when it comes to the conference champions, they're perfectly fine. You hear people now talking about, maybe 3 SEC schools and stuff. So if they ever do anything like that, I don't ever want to hear about a conference championship data point ever again.
Yeah.
Don't ever tell me that ever again.
Yeah. It's wild. Let me ask this. Do you have any interest in Michigan State tonight, or do you just think Michigan's going to win that one?
I think they're probably going to roll.
Me too. I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. I think that too, and I hate it.
Yeah. I think what I've seen of Michigan State is terrible.
Me too.
So
it's very disappointing.
Yeah, but I guess let's watch and see. It seems like every time that we're real negative about this team and think they're not going to show up, they seem to show up.
I know. So, it's bizarre, dude. It's just a bizarre year. And maybe, Adam, we'll look back on this in a few years and say, you know what, man, what a rough year, but we overreacted. Like there was a big calibration there, and there was a lot of things that had to get situated and settled with the new regime. I'm open to that in a few years that we'll look back and realize this was a needed calibration and a very tough look and feel for all of us. but we ended up in a better spot. I'm open to that, but Freeman needs to get real serious this offseason and analyzing everything. Where we're at, that's good, where it's trending up, what's treading water, and what's going down and why. He needs to do a good analysis of that the second they're done recruiting after USC.
Yeah, 100%. I think what makes it so frustrating this year is because it's not like we were 7-5 last year and you got a new staff and give them some time to build. But, they were handed, 11-1 team. So we kind of, everybody here would have been okay with 9-3 and Freeman's recruiting. I think everyone that listened to the show would have been fine with that.
Yep. And you know what I said, Adam, in the summer when we were previewing the season, one of the big things I said is it would not shock me at all if Notre Dame loses one dumb game this year. They have no business losing. And then we chalk it up to first year, everything, quarterback, coach, knew everything. I was ready for one of those, but you couldn't have two. You couldn't have two. I was ready for one, and I hated the one. You couldn't have two, and we have two of them.
Yeah, so that's why I keep on saying it's the get out of this season without it being a dumpster fire, because we cannot if we let the recruiting go down to
no,
then that's just Kelly. That's Keller recruiting.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Then we're starting all over.
Yep.
We're starting all over if we do that.
Yep.
So we have to maintain this recruiting class and do some serious looking in the mirror in the offseason.
Yep, you're 100% correct. Adam, what I'm worried about is I can't have Freeman get stuck where Kelly got stuck. The way I look at it is at Notre Dame, elite recruiting gives you an opportunity to potentially win elitely. And winning elitely breeds elite recruiting. Kelly floated around in between both forever. And that's why we never got anywhere. We got tired of it, and so did Kelly. Right in the middle. Not quite elite enough winning that you could recruit off it nationally. And not good enough at elite recruiting on the front end to fill the locker room with them and then get the elite results from it. Kelly's been in the middle his whole Notre Dame time, right in the middle. Not elite winning, not elite recruiting, but right in the middle. You can't operate at Notre Dame being in that middle. You have to find a way to either accomplish one or both of those on your own. And so that's my big picture concern, is ending up in that middle area with, for whatever reason, we have too many losses, guys offer briefcases, NIL, steal our guys, whatever. Freeman cannot end up in the middle, or he's going to have same Kelly problem. Elite recruiting breeds elite winning if you manage it right. Not you, Jimbo. And if you win elitely, it should be easier to recruit elitely. We don't do either. We're right in the middle, and I hate it.
And I think we'll be fine, John, if we don't let the season be a dumpster fire. If we can just hold on here and just finish the season without it looking like, almost like the team gives up on the coaching staff, or it's a complete dumpster fire. I mean, even after the 4-6 season, correct me if I'm wrong, for the 4-8, I think Kelly got a number 9 class after that season.
Yeah,
so,
you're right. He needs to listen. One of the implicit deals Notre Dame fans made that wanted Freeman, like me, on the Freeman train, okay? One of the deals we made was I knew I was giving up Kelly's experience and reliability, like winning most of the home games and all the stuff Kelly got to, 10+ wins, 5 years. I knew I was giving up some of that consistency and reliability, but I was willing to make that deal because the elite recruiting potential of Freeman was much higher than Kelly. And that breeds theoretically a higher potential result from a higher talent ceiling. I got to get there, though. I can't not have Kelly's experience. Then we lose dumb games. And because we lose dumb games, I don't get the biggest benefit of Freeman at all either. You can't. That's the nightmare here. That is where you get boxed into a problem.
Yeah, if Freeman's not recruiting at a top 6, maybe 7, from like 3 to 6, 7, then the hire is completely pointless.
Like
Kelly.
That is the part of this that I need. His recruiting classes cannot fall where Kelly's did. No, that's not why you were brought in here. And I realize NIL is a bigger thing than Kelly ever had to deal with and all that. I'm not saying it isn't hard. It's always been hard to accumulate big-time talent at Notre Dame. I was told Freeman's personality was going to overcome all that, and I need it to be for this hire to work.
And it wouldn't be, John, if we were just having a 9-3 season, we wouldn't even be talking about this. Everyone would be saying, but right now, I'm sure there's a lot of negative recruiting going on out there trying to get most of our guys.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, there is. And you just can't give any more power to that movement. That's why I'm saying I don't care how ugly anymore. Win. Just win. That is the best thing you could do to salvage your life. Win.
You just get it. That's why he wants. I just want this season to let's get out of this season.
Dude,
okay.
Adam, somebody put in the chat, Tommy's gonna call tight end sneak 10 times today.
Probably that's the only new wrinkle he's
it's a great new wrinkle. And then it's you know what he'll do? He'll put Angeli out there, and we're in the game flow, and we'll be yeah, we're gonna see what Angeli has, and then they run a tight end sneak 10 times in a row. See how much they can gain.
Hey, you know another wrinkle? The only other wrinkle he had was, do you remember the first touchdown BYU scored where they went for it on 4th down, and they motioned the receiver down? He ran the motion and then stopped and ran up.
Yep.
He tried running that play 3 times against Stanford, copying off BYU. That's the only other one he's had.
Oh man, it's wild. So I don't know, man. This is going to be interesting. And we're going to get it going early, and we're going to see what's up. And then Monday, we're going to have a Halloween spooktacular post-game call-in. So that should be fun, man.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the game, John. And I truly believe, before I get off, I think Syracuse is overloved. And I got this feeling we might show up, and I think it's all on the defense. The defense can hit this quarterback and kind of slow their big 3 down. I think we'll be all right. So we know what the offense is going to do.
Yeah.
We know they're not good. And if our defense can kind of have them off rhythm most of the day, I think maybe we can get out of there with a touchdown, 10-point win.
Sounds good, man. That's about where I had this. But you got to play decent to do that. So, my prediction is totally dependent on us showing up when the game starts and looking like we're engaged and ready to go. And I don't know if I could trust that, so I'm going to have a beer handy, and we'll just navigate it as we need to.
Yeah, let's hope we can celebrate and hate watch Michigan tonight. Let's do it.
I'm telling you, it's only fun to do that after we win. If we lose, I cannot sit there and watch other teams play. It just makes me mad. So we got to get the win, and then the hate watching can commence.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yep. Well, have a good one, man. Tell the wife I said hi, and then hopefully I'll finally get to meet you guys next week for Clemson. I'll be around all weekend.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Sounds good, John.
Have a good one, man. Take care. What a regular caller. He calls me almost every show. Always got a lot on his mind. Oh, somebody said, how did we lose to a tree? And then the guy underneath it put, it fell on us. That is hilarious. Sometimes the simplest answers are the best. How did we lose to the tree? Well, it fell on us. Asked and answered. Rodney. Wow, that is random. Damn, I missed the original voice of college football. Keith Jackson. Whoa, Nelly. That was a bad whoa, Nelly, but I tried. Notre Dame has the talent, but they should be a one-loss team. Yeah. Yep. With a little better quarterback play, they're probably a one-loss team. With a little better basic line play, they're probably a one-loss team. With 1 or 2 plays going the different way, they're a one-loss team. Think about the dynamic. If you beat Stanford by a field goal, you beat Marshall by a field goal. you're sitting there with one loss, still in the playoff hunt, ranked 7th or 8th or something, right? Like, that's how fast the narrative flips on you in college football if you let it. If you let it. Even if those games are horribly ugly and Notre Dame wins it at the last minute by a field goal. This whole dynamic, the national media angle, the local beat media angle, it's all different. It's all different. But that's not the way it went. We're in a tough spot, and you got to navigate your ass out of it, is basically where we're at. ND fathers passing out edibles at mass is why we play better on the road. What? That's wild. That's wild. Oh, man. Oh, here's a good one, Jacob. I don't always drink in the morning, but damn it, somebody's got to do it. Here's what I've always said. I've always said this. Golf and football are two environments that totally undo the stigma of morning drinking. Like golf, 6 a.m., the sun hadn't even come up. You can have that Bloody Mary or crack you a Miller Lite in the morning to get it going before that tea time. So college football and golf, there ain't no right or wrong. Do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. Matthew says, I puke when I don't drink. I like that. Oh, look at that. Orange edibles, of course. Michael Mayer on College Game Day. Wouldn't know because I don't watch that horrible program. Wouldn't know because I don't watch that garbage. We got one more call before the game. Let's get it going. 734. Give me some more. What are we going to see today? Game time is quickly approaching. What are we going to see, man?
Huge win for the Irish, John. Hey, it's your favorite Irish optimist calling back in, baby. Big win today, man. I looked up, had me a couple Goose Islands. I'm ready to roll.
So it sounds like you have some confidence rolling into this game. I feel like you're getting ready for it. You think we're going to come out ready to go?
I think so, John, man. I'll tell you what, man. I feel a lot better when we play away from home, man. I know it's weird, but I think the team's a little more dialed in because they're sequestered in their, whether they're put up in hotels and it's just them. Whereas, back at home, we got pregame masks, everybody telling how great y'all back on the stadium walk and all that stuff. Now it's more of a band of brothers type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I do get that dynamic. It's never not going to kill me to think we don't play good at home. Hey, somebody in the chat saying they're at the game and Buckner's throwing balls pregame. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, it was his left shoulder, John. I believe that's injured. So, he's nowhere near ready to play. I mean, you get some human weight falling on him, and he's back to square one.
Yeah.
But I like that he's still engaged, and I know he's in all the meetings and trying to help out as best as he can. So, yeah, I like to see him being active and staying ready. Get ready for hopefully maybe a bowl game with spring ball.
Yep. And so, I mean, do you think we could see 4 quarters today out of Notre Dame? That's a big question I have. There's no doubt in stretches they play solid football, but I think to be in both these ball games late this week and next week, they're going to have to play a really well-rounded game. Do you think they could finally put that effort together today?
I hope so, John. I've been waiting all year, man. It's like you said on one of the earlier shows this week. It's like, we get a little bit of this here, a little bit of that there. And, yeah, it'd be nice to be able to sit back and just watch 4 quarters of good, solid football. Just just execution-wise, offense, defense, special teams, all that good stuff. But it's always something that, that we're missing. But so, yeah, I'm hoping today, I'm one of those flabbies, and I wake up every Saturday and think we can beat, Georgia. So,
yeah,
I'm always the optimist, man. I'm ready for the day. I'm hoping today is the day we can get some momentum going with Clemson game and get this thing turned back around.
Listen, man, every week is an opportunity to get better, no matter what your record is. There's a lot of talent on this team. And you know what? I like that the back quarter of the schedule offers not a bunch of dog games nobody cares about. I like the fact that there's good ranked teams on this schedule. And that even though we're not going to the playoff or whatever, there's big games to watch. And Notre Dame has a lot to say about what happens to Clemson and USC's chances as well. There's still a lot on the table for Notre Dame the rest of the way.
Absolutely. And this is the point, man. I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's all amazing. He's a fan. He's all your season's over. I go, no. I said, man, now we're just going to play the spoilers. You know what I mean? Now we get a chance to, hopefully USC's, come rolling and out on the outskirts of the playoffs so we can knock them out. John, I don't recall. Was Clemson undefeated?
Yes.
Okay, see, that's set up perfectly for us.
Yep.
I mean, we get a win today. They come in, and we can still do some damage. And not like the seniors, rally. And, I mean, this is the stuff they're going to talk about in 34 years. Our last season at Notre Dame, man, started out kind of crappy, but we turned it around and ended up 10-3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what else? And you know what else, man? If you're going to get Clemson, I prefer them undefeated because that's your best case scenario, win or lose. If you win, then you have a part of ruining their year and beating a top 5 undefeated team. And if they beat you, then it's like, well, you already had a few losses and they're undefeated, so they should have won anyways. So if you're getting Clemson, I prefer them undefeated because whether you win or lose, it makes you look better.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
I use the term house money. I said, man, we're playing with house money now. These games up against these quote-unquote better teams than us because we've already lost to Marshall and Stanford. So what's losing to Clemson going to look like? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know, man, but I like your energy. You come off to me like you're excited in a way that you expect to see some good Notre Dame ball today. I feel that from you. I could tell in your voice you think we're going to see some good, exciting football, and that excites me, that energy. I like it.
Right. Hey, that's what I try to do, baby, man. I told you, man. It's like you said earlier in the program. We look forward to this all off season. I mean, in April 11th, I'll be sitting here like, man, there's 4 more months, 3 more months, whatever it is till football. So, it's wild how the season started. We're on 2, and, it seems like we're on the break. But I still wake up for every game because I love it. I live for it, man. I know I sound like a nerd, but I live for it, John.
No, I get it. We all do too. So, all right, man, I'm going to get ready to wrap up here so I can get ready. Enjoy it. I like the energy.
No doubt. Check back in with you on Monday, brother.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a Halloween spooktacular. So be tuning in. Beautiful.
To it, brother. I'll talk to you.
Later.
Later, man.
All right. We only got a couple minutes left, so we're going to make it quick. A couple people calling. 812, we're talking to you. Got to keep it short. What do we think today?
Hey, John, I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be a close game. I just wanted to give Kent Jackson some props. He had a great idea. We should start Tommy Rees at quarterback, and the offensive line should do the flop and let the defensive line kill him.
That's one way to express your displeasure with the guy. What's his eligibility left? Got anything? Oh, that's funny.
Hey, we don't need eligibility. Nobody else follows the rules. Why shouldn't Notre Dame break one to kill Tommy Rees?
Oh man, do you think it's really come to that? Like we can't even just kind of casually suggest he goes to the NFL. We got to embarrass him on the field. That's how far we got to go.
He's embarrassed our team on the field this year. Why can't we embarrass him once?
That's a fair point. Maybe he'll put it all together today. What if they put together 4 quarters of great offensive football and score 45 against Syracuse today? That's going to make us feel better, right?
Not me. I was at that Marshall game, and it hurt me to my soul.
Man, just the worst. Just that pain. It's like a gut punch, man. You literally, it feels like you're just sick, and there's nothing you can do to fix it. It is the most helpless feeling, man. It's just making me ill. So, what's your prediction? Yeah. You got a score prediction? What do you think today? What's the ballpark at least?
31-24 Notre Dame.
31-24. I think I had 31 as my Notre Dame prediction and had them at 27-28. I'm right in the ballpark with you. I need Notre Dame to be able to run the ball. think that's what a lot of this comes down to. I need them to run the ball, open everything else up.
Exactly. That's the key.
Oh.
Get those 3 big backs going. Get Tyree to the outside for once. Throw him a screen. Throw Tyree a screen. Is that so hard to do?
Yep. Get him out there. Get him out there. I even asked why he can't be in the slot once in a while and go run some routes. Like, use your guys. I don't know. So
I told my wife at the beginning of the year they should put Tyree in the slot.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year.
It's a really good use of talent you can rely on. And the wide receivers are not that. So that's why I thought that would be a good idea. But that's just not the way they wanted to go about it. And maybe I don't understand everything that goes into that decision. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens, man. Give me a call Monday for the Halloween show.
Hey, I would, but I have to take my lunch break early so I can watch your show.
Oh, I don't want to throw off your day, man. I don't want to throw off your day. Get at me when you can get at me.
Nah, I can do that. Keep up the good work with the show, John.
Beautiful. Thanks a lot, man. Enjoy the game.
All right, bye.
See you. All right, we're going to get one more call in, 574, local to South Bend, Indiana. You're on the air, last caller of the show.
Hey, John, what's up?
What's going on? Thanks for the call. What's going on? What's on your mind here? A few minutes from game time. Final thoughts.
I feel like others have said, like, it depends on which team shows up, you know?
Isn't it frustrating? You just don't know the starting point you can rely on. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. I just don't know what we're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows, man?
Yeah, nobody. And they need to play a full game. You can't half-ass it this week. You can't play one good half, one bad half, be all over the place. You got to get going here early.
Right. Yeah.
So what do you...
I'm with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I'm with you. Like, I'm gonna hate it if that quarterback is spinning around and running around and breaking out of our arm tackles. And,
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm already stressed out about that, and it hasn't happened yet. But I've just seen it happen to everybody else who's played them, including Clemson, and I just see it happen to Notre Dame way too often. Stop that. And if he has any thought of rolling out and running and buying time, somebody hit him legally, but hit him. I want him hit early and often.
Put Bertrand on him.
Yeah, there you go. And then, the first tackle he gets, there's the flag. And we got to look if there's targeting or not. I feel like every time he hits anybody, we have to go through that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So
Yep.
What do you think? Are we looking at like a low scoring game, a medium scoring game? What do you think? Where are we at here? I think Notre Dame could get to 30s today. I do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're right.
And so I don't say that with ultimate confidence in our offense. I just think their defense can be had if you do the right things and put yourself in position. And I hope for that. I think it's perfectly feasible and possible. So I don't know. I just do.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say Notre Dame's gonna win because who knows?
yeah. No, you can't rely on it, man. You can't rely on it. All you could do this year is tune in and just hope the team you want to see shows up. You know, it's not like I think of like 2012 as an example. I knew what I was going to get every single week in 2012. The defense averaged 9.8 points allowed, and then I knew the offense was going to be a struggle all the time, and they just needed to do enough to let the defense win it. I knew I was going to get that every single week. This is the opposite. I have no idea. No idea. None.
Right. Yeah.
None. So I don't know, man, but enjoy the ball game. have a cold one and relax, and then hopefully watch some other teams play. We're have a good day of football out of us.
All right, then.
Beautiful. Thanks for the call, man. Enjoy the day. I see 574. You got to be in the South Bend area, right?
Yeah, I'm in New Carlisle at the moment, but yeah, I live near South Bend.
Beautiful. I'll be in town next weekend. If you're going to be around for the game, I'll be around Friday and Saturday. Let me know.
All right, then.
Beautiful. Enjoy your day, my friend. Take care.
All right, thanks. You too.
See ya. Here's the deal. People are saying to leave this open so people can like chat during the games. My streaming software will cut that off at a certain point. It will not let it run past the length I want it to run, and we're already 2 hours. So I'm going to have to figure something else out. Maybe one of these weeks I do this and then do a different stream for the game to get that going and flip it over. I don't know. But all right, folks, this is going to be it. It's almost game time. We're going to see what's up. And then Monday, Halloween Spooktacular. Be there. Whether we win or lose, we're going to have fun with it either way. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for calling. Thanks for donating. And we're going to see what's up, everybody. Enjoy your day of football. Go Irish.